Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. We're into May. It's springtime. Broadcasting live from Morelia, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos and other presentations about the joys of living in Mexico. And once again, it's Sábado. It's Saturday down here in Mexico. I guess it's Saturday in most parts of the world about right now. And we're going to have a good time today. I was on the road all week. I got shot at, almost got killed in gang crossfire. Going to tell you all about it. Going to put up a video about it this week. It was very exciting. I hadn't planned on that, but got some great video clips to share with you, stories to tell. And once again, we got a great group of people here with us today. We got Doc in the house from Lancaster County, PA, Nancy Trevino. Ola. We got Tom Sands, got his permanent residency. Congratulations. We got Steve from KC. Yeah, I had a great week. We got my neighbor Tooth Fairy here. Woo-hoo. Love you, girl. Right on. We got on the 30th, planning on being in Morelia in July. Right on. Contact me. Maybe we can do a breakfast on a Friday. Congratulations. We got my girlfriend. Saludos from my middle name, Dallas, the town named after me. Tom, my appointment is this Tuesday morning. Congratulations, girl. And we got Char Williams in the house. This girl speaks more Spanish every week. Buenos dias a todos. Feliz de estar contigo este sábado. You go, girl, with your bad self. I can speak Spanish. I can't write it for crapola. Can't write it for crapola. Yeah, you got this. And we got people donating early. Thank you. Let's make it rain. Donation. Right on, girl. Tell the people what's happening with the donations. I could use some donations. Nancy, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. My other neighbor here in Morelia, we got David in the house. Oh, Derby Day? Really? It's Derby Day? Derby Day always throws me off because I'm not my dad was a horse race freak, but I never really got into it. I'd never been to the Derby, but it always surprises me when the day shows up. And David sent me a photo yesterday. I'll show you the photo last week about this scorpion that he bought. He said it was the largest scorpion he'd ever seen in his life. Yeah, there you go. Lex Jones in the house. Here I am. I just signed up for my class for my English teaching certificate. Interesting. We'll be in Guadalajara in July. Very excited indeed. Come on down. Lenora Wilson in the house from Merida, Mexico. Stefan. Hola, dude. You will be glad to know the ice went out on the river this week. Happy days. We got Tanya in Seattle in the house. Hola, Tanya. Always great to see you here. We got new people showing up. If you're new, we do this every Saturday. I travel like 2 weeks in the month. I go to cities, pueblos, museums, parks, and I make videos about those. And then I stay in house for 2 weeks in the month. I was on the road all week this week. I thought my Spanish was slipping away, but I was a Spanish-speaking mofo this week. I was surrounded by love and joy on the bus for hours and hours traveling. That's what I was doing. But anyway, if you're new here, ask whatever you want. I've been around a good part of Mexico, not all of it for sure, but I've been to many pueblos that we can talk about, getting an apartment, buying a house, getting your immigration papers. Is Mexico safe? That's always a good question. We got Kim J in the house. Buenos dias. Where are you, Kim J, right now? But if you're new here, ask questions, introduce yourself, let us know who you are. We're trying to get to 14,000 subscribers. We're about 70 subscribers away from 14,000 subscribers. We're trying to grow the channel. This is how I make an income down here. We want to spread the word about the joys of living in Mexico. Eugene, good morning. Watching your show and drinking a hot cup of coffee. You go, Eugene. Do it with your bad self. Johnny Williams in the house. Glad to see you doing well. Peace and blessings to you. And look who showed up. The one, the only pretty boy, Brian Maiden. Joining us from Canada. He's thinking about moving to Ahihic, where I used to live, kinda. But great to see you here, Brian. And to all you Canadians out there watching the show, elbows up, jump the boards, take off the gloves. Don't take no crap. Don't take no crap. All steam ahead. Very proud of Canada. Canada's doing a great job with its bad self. Peggy Lowell. Good morning, Bill. I keep hearing how good it is to live in Mexico. It's a shame a lot of us miss the money mark for Visa by a few $100s. Peggy, play with that. You need a good facilitator, a good immigration attorney, and if you're just a couple of $100s away, you might, I'm pretty sure that you can find a facilitator that will work with you with the right consulate, because all the consulates have different prices. Believe it or not, all the consulates have different prices for these visa solvency issues. You just need to find the right facilitator to help you get the right price so you can slip in. So don't give up, keep working on it, and you can make it. Yeah, I was just talking about, I was in a city a couple of days ago talking about San Miguel Allende. Very good. And my buddy, my fellow Buckeye, planning my escape. Right on. Let's get right to some images. I took a bus trip. This week was kind of a busy week. Well, for me, it was a very busy week. Because Wednesday here in Mexico, it was Children's Day. And then the day after that, it was Labor Day or Workers' Day. So workers weren't working, which didn't really affect my trip. I always travel usually through the week. I never travel on a Saturday or a Sunday. That's when Mexicans are off work. So the buses are crowded, places are crowded, but I travel through the week. And here's the bus. The bus is Premier Plus. I'm getting on the bus around 7 a.m. in the morning on a Tuesday. The Premier Plus buses are very clean. There is the device where you can watch videos. You can watch, I'm going to play that again. You can watch videos. You can listen to music, country, western, classical, jazz. And it's pretty good. The buses are very clean, very reliable. They have charging things for your phone. They had an electrical outlet, so I could plug my computer into the electrical outlet. I'd say this is one of the best bus lines in Mexico. One time I got on a Primera Plus bus. They're all gold, just like this. That's the bus ride you want to get on. One time I got on a Primera Plus bus, and it didn't have electricity. Just one time. No chargers, no electricity. I don't know what was up with that, but these are the type of views that you see when you're on the bus. And being from Ohio, I've driven from Los Angeles to New York City, and I've never seen views like this. It's just, and then I have my cell phone with a national network through Telcel. So I could be working. I'm on the internet. I got high-speed internet. I'm on the bus. I could be doing artwork or whatever, but the views from the windows are just spectacular all the time. And look at all the farmland. I'll show you a map of where I am headed to and give you the name of this pueblo. It is a Pueblo Mágico, or a magical city. It's called Cotija. Cotija, that's where I'm going. But Mexico has so much farmland. Cows, pigs, chickens. They got it all down here. Eggs down here like $1.50 a dozen, maybe $2 at an expensive place. We ain't got nobody down here got no tariffs on us. But I did want to say congratulations, because Donald Trump announced this week that egg prices in the United States have gone down 87%. And I just wanted to congratulate all of you that now your egg prices are down 87%. And Donald Trump said this week that grocery prices are down 83%. So you guys are living just like Mexico people are living. It doesn't cost anything for eggs or go to the grocery store. But they down here, they have so many plants, so many farms. Mexico is rich in minerals and agriculture. And the value of the peso has been very stable. I'm going to say about 3 months ago, my rent was at about $420 a month. The value of the peso has gone up. With the tariffs, the value of the peso has gone up, though the value of the dollar has gone down. Let's try something here. Okay, let's not do that. Yeah, so the value of the peso's gone down. Let's see here. Here, just a little bit more. I'm from Ohio. We don't have vision like this in Ohio. Let's hide that. Let me show you where I'm going now. I'm going to take two buses. I'm going to take Primera Plus from Morelia to Zamora. Zamora is a fabulous city. It's definitely worth a visit. I would say it's worth a 3-night stay for sure. It's a beautiful city. So I'm going to go there and then take a smaller bus to the city of Cotija. And Cotija is actually only like 40 miles from Zamora, but it takes you like an hour and a half to go that 40 miles because it's all through back roads, 2-lane high. It's through mountainous terrain, 2-lane highway going through small towns. That's where I'm going. And so I'm going to go and you can see the blue patch in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. That is Lake Chapala, the largest lake in Mexico. And that's where the cities of Chapala and Ajijic sit on the northern side of Lake Chapala, 45-minute drive from Guadalajara. So, and of course, Cotija is a magical city. They call them Pueblos Magicos on here. So I'm gonna switch buses here. Okay, here we go. Okay. So now I'm on bus number 2, and we're gonna go. The annoying thing about this bus and some buses is that you end up stopping in these small towns for like 15, 20 minutes. As you get better with your bus travel and as your Spanish gets better, you want to always ask for you want to ask people, is this a direct bus? Direct. That means I'm going from this city to that city. Is it direct? And so this bus was not direct. Let me get back over here and check out some comments that I'm seeing coming in right now. Here we go. Marco, I just sent you an email this morning. Good morning to you, Narco. Good morning to you, Marco. And Marco emailed me, I think Wednesday of this week, about gun violence in Pátzcuaro. And that's about an hour away from Morelia. It was not a good thing. I was involved in some gun violence. I've been in Mexico for 20 years. I'm going to talk about the gun violence in a second here. It was scary. It was wild. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to put that video up about it this Thursday. Axel Foley in the house. Welcome, Reggie Meggs. Ola Bill, I'm a little late today. Got confused with the time. That's all right, Reggie. I'm traveling in Europe for 3 weeks. God bless you. Enjoy. I love Europe. And Justin is in the house. Thank you, Justin, for contributing to the channel. Elbows up. Jumped aboard. I'm so proud of Canada. And congratulations. You guys voted in a new prime minister this week. I forget the guy's name, but I love to hear him talk. And I love to hear the politicians in Canada talk about, hey, DEI is here. In Canada, we have diversity, equity, and inclusion so that all people can enjoy our great country. And I mean, the politicians in Canada, I love to hear them because they don't hold back. They're going to war, man. They ain't taking no crap, which they shouldn't. It's a fabulous country. But thank you so much for contributing to the channel. And keep traveling. Thank you, Reggie, for contributing to the channel so that I can take these trips. Now, let's get back to thank you guys for contributing to the channel. Okay, now here we go. So this is what it looks like on this different bus that I'm taking. And you can see that little sign on the front of the bus backwards is Cotija. Cotija, that's right. And we're going down this little back country road headed to my destination. This is my second bus. I spent almost the whole day on the bus going through, and this is a cool thing too. When you're on the bus, I've driven through all the United States, but in Mexico, when you're on the bus or driving and you're looking around and you're seeing the little places to eat and the businesses and the people walking around. Also, the people walking around, they look so modern. Like you're in this little town with these kind of old, antiquated buildings, but the people dress like they're on Broadway. They're dressed like they're on Rodeo Drive or something like that. It's always a pleasure. And I'm the only American on the bus. Everybody else is Mexican. Everybody else is sleeping because they've seen this all the time. But for me, it's just like, wow. I mean, this is just and I've said it before, but when you're on a bus in Mexico, every 5 seconds you're going to say to yourself, "What the heck is that? What the heck is that?" Now, this is in, here we go. This is in slow motion here because I think the Cotija sign here's the sign. Cotija, Route 4, make a left ahead. And okay, okay, so here's what happened. First, let me show you the hotel that I stayed in. And then I'm going to get right to the gun violence. Okay, now, so I get off the bus, and I'm going to stop this. I get off the bus. I have the name of my hotel written down. And the more I travel, the more I'm learning. But for a big tip to everyone that's going to take the bus, or even if you're driving somewhere, write down the name of your destination. That is very good for when you're at the bus station, when you're getting on the bus, or sometimes you get to the town you're in, and maybe the next day you're going somewhere, you just been somewhere. I had the names of 2 cities written down on a piece of paper that I could show to people. That was key. So the name of my hotel was Cotija, the Cotija Hotel. That was the name of it, the Cotija Hotel. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. So I had that written down, Cotija Hotel. Now, the bus station in Cotija really isn't a bus station. It's just like a parking lot with some buses in it. It doesn't look like a bus station at all. So they let me off there. I get there around 2:30 in the afternoon. I get off the bus at 2:30 in the afternoon, and they had a little office, which was not a bus station. They had a little office, and it was a messy office. It was kind of like the office on the TV show Taxi with Danny DeVito. You know, the Taxi, for those of you that remember that office where the taxi center was, it was all messy, papers all around, not real clean. So I go in there and I asked the lady, okay, I'm going here. I show her the name, Cotija Hotel. Okay. Oh, she says, okay, just go out here, make a left, walk down about 5-6 blocks, and there'll be a big sign for your hotel. I said, okay. So imagine this. So I've got a big suitcase with all my stuff in it. It's got 2 wheels. I can pull that down the street. I got my backpack, and I'm not going to tell you what I have, but if I got robbed, it wouldn't be a nice thing, I would say. So I'm walking down the street, 2:30 in the afternoon, and then and there are all kinds of just normal people walking down the street, all Mexicans, of course. At 2:30 in the afternoon, kids are getting out of school, and so you have a lot of kids in school uniforms, kind of like Catholic school uniforms, and parents walking around with their kids. And there was this one big kid in his Catholic uniform walking with what looked like, he was taller than me, but he looked like he was like 14, and he was walking with who looked like maybe was his mother. And his mother was shorter than me, and they're walking down the street, and all of a sudden, I hear pop, 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 pop. I'm thinking, what's that? Now, I've never been in the military. I've never owned a gun. When I was a kid, I had a BB gun, but I've never owned any kind of gun, shotgun, no kind of gun. And I heard pop, 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 pop. And I'm about 3 blocks from my hotel. I didn't know it. I heard pop, 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 pop. And they were gunshots. I didn't know. I thought, are those gunshots? And then the tall 14-year-old kid and his mother, they start running. All of a sudden, all the people on the streets, wherever I'm looking around, everybody's running. Okay. And I'm thinking, like, what's happening? Why is everybody running? And then I heard some more pop, 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 pop. So everybody starts running, and they all run into stores like tiendas, restaurants. People start running into the stores. So I look around, and the tall kid and his mom, they ran into this one store. So I said, oh, well, and I wait a minute. Well, all this gunfire, is it going or is it coming? I mean, which way is it going? So I could hear it coming down the street. And so I run into the store where the kid and his mom, when I go in there, and there's like 15 people in the store, and they have the lights out in the store, right? So I go in there, and I tell you, man, this was freaky. This beautiful woman was in there. She was tall. She was like 5'9", 5'10". She was one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen in my life. And she was dressed very nicely. And she looks at me and she says in English, she said, did you just get here? I said, well, yeah, I just got off the bus. And she says, I said, what's going on? She said, it's a drug war because we're on the border of Jalisco and the states of Jalisco and Michoacan. And there's a drug war going on here in this town. It just started like a few days ago. And she said, this is new. This is all new here. And so what was going on was one group of drug people, they were on their motorcycles and they were chasing the other group that were on their motorcycles. They were shooting at each other. And she said, this is all new here. And they're not going to hurt you. They're not going to bother you. They're just trying to kill each other. Okay. So then we talk and she spoke very good English. But she said, you're okay. And so just stay here for a few minutes. And then after about 20, 30 minutes standing in the store, then we all left the store. And that's what happened when I got off of the bus. So I'd never been through anything like that. But now I know if you hear that, because when you watch TV and let's say you're watching Bad Boys with Will Smith and they're shooting guns and all that kind of, the gunshots on Bad Boy sound, you're listening on stereo and the shots are really loud, like boom, 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 boom. Even the little guns sound really loud. But these guns didn't sound like they did on Bad Boys. It was a pop, pop, pop. It was like somebody with a popcorn machine, something like that. Pop, 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 pop. But now, lesson learned for me, if I hear that popcorn sound and you see people run into a store. But this city was a very beautiful city, very beautiful families. And I'm going to show you some clips now of the rest of my day. That happened about, I'm going to say 3 or 4 blocks from my hotel. And my hotel was in El Centro. And so here's my hotel. Here we go. I get to the hotel, and it would seem like the town would be all freaked out. But this is the gym right outside of my hotel in the town of Cotija. And notice how people are just going about doing their regular things. And let me turn this on. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay. And this is sometimes I forget to take pictures. There's the bag that I was dragging down the street right there, one of them. And my computer equipment. Got my surge protector in there. I always taken like a 20-foot extension cord. Sure. And I've got a little deck. I make sure to get hotels that have little decks because I like to take my laptop, hook it up to my phone hotspot high-speed connection, and there I sit out there and edit videos and look at videos. And this was a very busy street in Cotija. And there's the cathedral right down the street in the plaza. I can see it from my hotel. And here's the sign right here. This is, and there it is, Hotel Cotija, Pueblo Magico, or Magical City. Very flat, no cobblestone streets, very chilly in the evening. Every day it went up to about 84 degrees. And the people were extremely friendly. I totally enjoyed walking around the streets, lots of places to eat. The people were very helpful. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. Ooh, yeah. But notice you don't see any dirt on the street. And here comes another person. This by now it's got to be about 3:30 in the afternoon. But just regular traffic. That's a young lady. Maybe she's going to the gym. Everybody's just walking around, talking on their phones. And my hotel was about a half a block from the plaza and the main cathedral in town. It's a beautiful city. In a second, you're going to see where I bought some rotisserie chicken with tortillas and potatoes and rice to take back to my hotel room where I could chow down. But here we are, everybody. I mean, with all that gunfire and people going and people driving through town in their motorcycles shooting at each other, but all the people just look, oh well, it's just another day of the cartel people shooting at each other. Let's write that down where we stopped, and let's get back to some messages here. Oh, here we go. Let's turn this on. So this is how when you guys donate to the channel, this is how I use your donations. Okay, here we go. Okay, Betsy in the house. Mexico is for the world is for Betty Escobar. The world is for the world, and God loves all of us, no matter where we are. Now, David, hey, Bill, do you know what is going to go with cartels? They are pissed off about something. Yeah, it was a border. It was a Jalisco, Michoacan feud. That's what the lady told me in the little store where we were holding out. And she said, this is all new here. She said, this is all new. Now, in a couple of days from that city, I'm going to a totally different city. And I talked to a guy that had been going to the other city for years. And he said, it's quiet all the time, no problems. And that's like about 30 miles away. Good morning, Bill. Ken here in Miami. Hola, Ken. Hola, Crazy Boy Radio. Linda. Good morning from Oakland, formerly from the Cleveland, Ohio area. Love your show. Linda, the other town I went to, which I'm not going to say, but I will be showing video clips about that town. I will be showing video clips about that town next week. But I stayed in a great hotel, and the people, I'm going to show you video clips of that next week, but the people next door were from Oakland. And we talked, those husband and wife, we talked for hours. They're just traveling through Mexico. And I never lived in Cleveland, but if you're going to live in Ohio, I'm going to say Cleveland is the best place to live. Hey, Billy, question. Have you ever encountered immigration police looking for illegal alien? Okay, now that's a very good question. I've never been shaken down by the police for identification. Now, let me say this. The bus line that I was on, Primera Plus, in other cities, almost all the time when I would go to buy my bus ticket, where was I? I'm going to say when I was in Mazatlan, Guadalajara, I go to Primera Plus. The first thing they would ask me for was identification, like a passport or your residency card, stuff like that. Okay. They haven't been asking me for that lately. Also, many times on my bus trips, the bus pulls over and you have the federal police asking everybody to get off the bus. They go through your baggage, look at your identification, see who is on the bus. That's as close as it has come, but I have never been shaken down for papers. Eugene, hey, Bill, do you own a drone? And if so, any recommendations on buying one? Yes, I do own a drone. I have a Mavic Air. It's kind of old. It's about 5 years old. Now it's made by DJI, and that is in DJI is a Chinese company. So I don't think you would want to buy, I don't think if you live in the United States with the tariffs and everything, you're going to pay twice as much. But all I know is my DJI drone is fabulous. It's called the Mavic Air. It's 5 years old. So get a newer version, and flying a drone is one of the best thrills that I have had in my life. Tommy Sands, hey, 63% watching and only 26. Hit the like button. Click the like button right on Tom Sands. Click the like button. We got 69 people in the house. We got some likes going on. Thank you. It's Bill. Yes, it is. The Geek. Yes, I am. Tooth Fairy. There's a big difference between target shootings and random shootings that occurs every day in the United States. A couple of years ago, I experienced that in downtown Kingston. They all ran into stores. Yeah, man. Yeah, I tell you what, I should have turned on my glasses camera so I could, show you guys what happened, hear the sounds, but I was freaked. I was like, well, am I going to get killed? Are they going to rob me? They should have robbed me. all the technical stuff I got in my bags and everything. And I ain't going to say what else I had on me, but they should have robbed me. They would have whatever. And for your travel fund, thank you very much, Brian Maiden in Canada. Right on, the Canadians are donating to the channel today, and my amigas in Dallas. Thank you very much. Okay, now I think we were mesmerized by that story. I'm going to say I'm still a little shaken. It was an unbelievable experience because you hear gunshots. You know, are they going to shoot me? Should I be scared? What should I do? I got all my stuff here with me. Am I going to get robbed? They're going to rob me and kill me? Or are they just going to kill me? I don't know. You know, that was okay. Let me say this. Let me add to that. I'm going to show you some clips next week of the next city that I went to after Cotija. And I was walking around with my camera. As soon as I get to the city, I check into the hotel, I get my camera and just get out. That's what I do. So I was right out of the hotel. I got my camera. I'm walking down the main drag, and some guy in English, he was maybe 20 yards away. He says, Don't point that camera at nobody. Don't point that camera at nobody in English. Okay. Well, I just got shot at the day before. Now I'm walking down the street with my camera taking videos. I'm thinking, oh, crap. You know, I mean, am I going to have problems taking video? That's why I'm here to take video clips. But I ran into the guy. Later, and he was actually a Mexican that lives in the state of Washington, and we talked for an hour on the plaza. It was a very interesting conversation. David, last week the cartel shut down all the interstates in and out of Morelia by setting trucks and buses on fire. Yeah, it's a trip. Things are going on down here. So, but day-to-day life is very stable, I would say. Yeah, okay, let's see what's going on here. OG, Coast Redwoods. Are you ever going to visit Tierra Caliente, where you'll discover towns like Nueva Italia, Lombardia, Patzingan, Agria, and Comocan? I don't know. Maybe I will. Stay with me on that. And yeah, I have my next 2 trips planned. Those cities are not yet on my list. Let me take a screenshot of that. Very good. I'm open to suggestions all the time. So let's get back to some video clips here. Where did I stop? Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So even though there were gunshots, Cotija is let's see. It was a yeah. It was a very nice, quaint, small town. Population about 20,000 people. It was chilly in the morning, warm in the day. And this little vehicle right here, this is how I went to the bus station. I took the bus station the next day out of there. I left the hotel at 7 a.m. to get my, I left the hotel at 7 a.m. to get my 8:30 bus. And getting my bus out of there was a trip. I'll show you clips of the bus station next week. But there were like 10 people waiting on the bus. Most of them were like Mexican senior citizens. And there was this one very distinguished Mexican guy who was older than me. And he had on a cowboy hat, a very nice dress shirt, very nice dress pants, beautiful, shiny shoes. And we started talking. And he said, "Where are you going?" And the place that I went to next, that I have video clips of, that everyone should visit. I had the name of it written down because it was very difficult. I'm going here. I showed him the piece of paper where I was going. And then he told his friends, "Oh, this guy, he's going." And this is all in Spanish. I was speaking Spanish all week, and this is what so the buses would come, buses would go, but then when our bus came, he pointed. He said, "This is our bus right here." He's getting on the same bus. "This is our bus." Then his friend looked at me and he pointed, "This is our bus, you and me." And so then we all get on the bus, and the old guy, he got on the bus before me. He sat in the second row. And so when I got on the bus, he looked at me and he pointed to the seat next to him, and he pointed like, "You sit here next to me." And the next city, that it was like an hour and 15 minutes to the next city, he wanted to make sure that I got to my destination. And because we stopped in maybe 3 cities before my city. And when we got to the city that was my city, he said, this is your spot, right? This is you. So people helped me out. People helped me out on this entire trip. So I'm just going to walk around the city a little bit more here. Here you go. But take note, no cobblestone streets. This is a museum, nice artwork, cobblestone. Everything's totally flat. Great place to live. You could probably find a very affordable apartment. They did have a university here. And again, it is a Pueblo Mágico. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Museo Cotija. Museo Cotija. There you Pueblo Mágico. Okie dokie. Yeah. Very enjoyable. It was a very hectic week. I like to get a lay of the land. Again, you don't see any pieces of paper in the street. You don't see any cigarette butts, nothing. Just a nice, clean town and people walking around. Again, the shootout was about, by the time I'm shooting these pictures, the shootout happened about 2 hours before that. And people are just walking around like nothing happened at all. This is the main plaza with restaurants and shops all around it. There you go. There you go. And so now it's like 4:30 in the afternoon, getting close to 5 o'clock. It's probably about 84 degrees with no humidity. I would say that Cotija is definitely worth a 2-night visit. And this is the cathedral that is right on the plaza. Now, I stayed at the Hotel Cotija. Hotel was the Hotel Cotija. That's what it was called. But the hot chick I was talking to after the shootout, I told her, where I was staying. And she said, oh, no, don't stay there. You want to stay at El Elegante hotels. Much better. It's going to cost you a little more. But La Cotija Hotel was 700 pesos a night. That's $35 a night. So I'm cool with that. I can spend $35 a month. When I was in Zamora, a night. When I was in Zamora, Zamora was a very nice hotel, but that was like, what was that? That was expensive. It was like $70 a month. I'm in a night. I'm in Mexico. I ain't paying that much money for no hotel. I don't think so. Okay, now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now. Okay, so the plaza is over on the right hand side, and I always like walking down the plaza with these archways. And of course, we have this statue here. Looks like he was sipping on some juice. And right down from him, you can see this juice thing right there. Right down from him, sipping on his juice, Felipe Arriaga. Felipe Arriaga. There you go. Cotija, Pueblo, Mexico. And there you are, my man. Looked like he's had a little too much to drink. Now he can't get up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you call really laid back. They got everything you want right on the plaza. I definitely enjoyed this trip. This is worth 2 nights. I'd say this place is worth a 2-night stay, a day to get there, walk around, eat some food, and then spend a day just walking around more, eating more food, maybe drink a couple of beverages or 2. The weather was beautiful. The people were very friendly and very helpful to me throughout this visit. Very clean, and it was quiet. My hotel was not at all noisy. What surprised me is when I would sit on my balcony and overlook the street, there were tons of mosquitoes. And since I've been here in Morelia, I haven't seen I've seen 1 mosquito in 9 months here in Morelia. This cathedral was fabulous inside and out and huge. And for a city of 20,000 people, I believe that cathedral is like 400 years old. But and some guy, he was a Mexican guy. He was with his family. He was a buff guy, really strong guy. And he said, where are you from? Are you from Cuba? You from Ecuador? I said, I'm from Estados Unidos. He says, oh, you look like you're from Cuba and you have an accent. You have like when you talk, you have an accent like you're from Cuba or Ecuador or Guatemala. I said, no, dude, I'm from Estados Unidos. People always think I'm from Cuba. From Cuba. No, I'm not. I'm Bill the Geek from the United States. Okay, now the gazebo on the plaza. Very quiet town, but great for 2 nights and just chow down on some wonderful food. And could I live in this city? Well, this city is kind of away. It's very away from everything. It's in the mountains, kind of, sort of. You got to take 2-lane highway to get there. Most of the major bus lines don't go there. Surely they don't have an airport. But I bet you can find a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment for sure, fully furnished for $400 a month with high-speed internet and cable. And you're away from everything except the drug cartel when they have an accident, when they have an argument. So, okay. I totally enjoyed this trip. Let me write down where I stopped. Okay, let's go into comments here, see what's going on. Okay. Uapan, Michoacan has a lot of mosquitoes. At least it did back in 2007 when I lived there for almost half a year. Yeah, I did a video on Uapan. And I did have a room with a deck, but this was in the middle of winter. And I didn't have a, you can hear the tamale guy is outside. Yeah, this is the first time I had a challenge with mosquitoes. I'd say in the last year. Yep. Okay, now let's turn this off and let's click this button. Okay, let's go into the church. Here we go. So I'm on the plaza. I've walked around town. Now I'm thinking about getting something to eat, actually, because I like to walk around the town, see the sights, and then I go back to the hotel and eat some food and transfer videos to the computer. But here you go. Now, this was kind of weird because I'm going to go into the church, and almost all of the time there are quite a few people in the cathedral. But on this day, there was nobody in there. There you go. Yeah, nobody inside. But this place was beautiful for a small town. Zamora. We went to Zamora, or I took you there a couple of weeks ago, where they have the tallest church in Mexico. And that was huge. But Zamora, I think their population is close to 200,000 people. But this cathedral was fabulous. Here we go. There you go. And you can tell you get a lot from the cathedrals with their statue. There's Pope Francis, who just died this week. They have his picture in front. Yeah, you could get like 20,000 people in there, I'm sure. But you can tell by the statues and the ceilings how well, I mean, just look at that ceiling, man. Ooh, I've never been to the Vatican. I should have gone to the Vatican when I was in Italy. But that's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yep. Okay, now. Okay. Let me see where I stopped. Okay, I stopped there. And let's go to comments here, see what's going on. Oh, here we go. The mosquitoes don't seem to be bad. The mosquitoes don't seem to be as bad this year. Thank you, David, who is here with me and Tooth Fairy in Morelia. Yeah, wow, thank God. Because in these two cities, the next city, the cities that I'm going to show clips with you next week, the city that I'm going to share with you next week I liked it a lot more than this city, Cotija. And I've got excellent video shots, but we'll get to that next week. Okay. Sean in Pátzcuaro, the gunfight lasted 30 minutes and was intense, but I travel all over Mexico and have no problems. My family, friends, and locals always protect me, so I always feel safe in Morelia. Okay. Yeah, and Marco, who is with us today, he sent me an article this week about the gunfire in Pátzcuaro. So, yeah, it happens. Tooth Fairy. David, I live in Morelia, and it is out on the streets all day long with very expensive jewelries. Never saw the things you've seen. I guess I am just lucky, though. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been in Mexico for 20 years, and I've never had that happen. So, whatever. We love going to the hot springs in Michoacan and renting a cabin every year. Right on. Right on. Yeah. So I got a few more video clips here to share with you. I'm going to put up a complete video on Cotija. Let's see. We stopped at 54. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Just I have a couple of more clips. There's Pope Francis, who died this week. Just look at the ceiling, just a bit more. I just have a few more clips for today. There you go. And in the middle of the screen, that's a big giant organ. I'd love to hear Stevie Wonder play that organ. And we're getting ready to walk out. Here's the plaza outside with the cathedral. Very nice, very clean, friendly people. And I'll put up this video on Tuesday. And then I'm going to put up a video Thursday about the gunfight. And then next week, I'll have video clips of the second city that I visited that was very fabulous. So I walk around the plaza a little bit, walk down some of the side streets. Very safe, other than my experience when I first got off the bus. Quiet, clean, flat, no cobblestones, people with their families just walking around, enjoying safety, and having a great day. And you've always got to see the city sign. So right now I'm about 2-3 blocks away from the hotel. And now we're going to see the highly decorated city sign right there. Cotija, Pueblo, Mexico. Right there. Okay. And every week that we get together here, I got to show you this. I always have to show you this shot. It's coming up here in a second. Nice, clean, small street tucked away. But here we go. Marco will appreciate this. Farmacias similares, lo mismo pero más barato. And these are Dr. Simi. Yeah, Marco told us that little doctor over there on the left of the title is Dr. Simi. These are all it's cheap drugs. Cheap drugs, the same but cheaper. There you go. All right, so that was my trip from this week's. That was my trip from this one of them. The hot springs are about 1.5 hours from Morelia. huge, secluded, and beautiful. I have to check those out. Thank you very much, Sean Thompson. So those are the video clips that I have for you for this week. I've been in Mexico for, okay. Thank you very much, Sean. You have a great week yourself. But Mexico's great. I still love Mexico, and I love taking these trips. And when I'm on the road, I'm just speaking Spanish all the time, because I have to order food, get on the bus, get off the bus. How do you get here? How do you get there? I meet people, and people want to talk to me, and and people are always very warm and friendly. And I had some great discussions, all in Spanish, with people through the entire trip. On the next trip I'm going to take, in the next city that I went to. In the next city, I usually find a town, I do my research on that town. And for research, I use Chat AI, and I ask Chat AI, what can you tell me about this city? And then I ask it, what things do I need to see? What is the population? What's the weather like? How old is the city? And then I'll use Google Maps. I'll look up the city in Google Maps, and at the top of Google Maps, there's a little button that says hotels. So I've got the city there, and let me show you. Let's go into the map. Whenever I travel, this is what I do. I'm in Google Maps. Oh, here we go. Here it is, Cotija, Pueblo, Mexico. Here it is. There it is, right there. Yeah, there you go. And I'm in here, and then I'm going to click this hotel button. There you go. And here's my hotel right here. Hotel Cotija. Then I click on that and look at the pictures. Yeah, they're right there. Yeah, and here's the hotel that the chick told me in the store to go to. She said, go to this place, Hotel Gran Elegante. But it costs like twice as much money. See photos. Hotel, here you go, right here. Hotel Cotija. So and there's my room. There's my room right on their website. So when I went in to get a room, I knew I wanted a balcony with a view of the street. I mean, this is my bed. This is my room. And I showed them this, and this room was available. So that's how I research my cities, find my hotels. But in the next city that I went to, in the next city that I went to, I didn't do my research for a hotel. I knew how to get to the city, but I figured I'm just going to get there and ask somebody where to stay. And this was so funny because I got there, I get off the bus. Next week, it's not really a bus stop. The bus just stops on the street. It was weird. And so this lady had a shop. The lady had a shop across the street from the bus stop. And I said, oh, I'm looking for a hotel. I need a place to stay. And she said, there's two down that way, but then there's a really nice one down that way. And so then this other lady in Spanish, this is all in Spanish, this other lady says, oh, no, you don't want to stay in those two hotels. You want to go down there. It's called La Palmira, something like that. She says, it's better, it's nicer, it's not that expensive. Da, 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 da. And then, so this lady told me, don't go to those two hotels. Go to this nice hotel down there. And then this guy comes out of this shop, out of nowhere. This guy comes out. We're on the main street. I'm talking to this lady. She's telling me the good hotel to stay in. This guy comes out of a shop, and this lady's giving me directions on how to get there. He comes out of the shop, and he's talking English. He's talking total English, and he says, yeah, that's the place you want to stay. It's 3.5 blocks down the street, and it's named this. He told me, he was a Mexican guy, spoke perfect English, told me how to get there. I just walked down there, checked in. It was a fabulous, you'll see the clips next week. It was a fabulous hotel. The trip was excellent. And when I get into a Spanish speaking environment, it just all comes back. And then all of a sudden I'm just, I don't know, by the time I leave a place, I'm amazed with myself. I'm amazed with myself. What's Brian Maiden talking about? Bill, you are one very blessed man to be able to travel and do these videos. So we, the people that can't get there, I truly appreciate everything. Oh, Brian Maiden, pretty boy, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very blessed, Brian, because this is doing this is such a pleasure, especially when I run into so much love and joy and people sharing. In the city I'm going to show you the clips for next week, I met a guy in the plaza of this next city I'll show you next week. He's a Mexican American, born in LA, lives in the state of Washington, and he goes to this city I'll show you next week. He goes there for 4 months every year. This city's beautiful. It's drop dead gorgeous city. My hotel was drop dead gorgeous, but he's only 50, so he goes back to Washington for the state of Washington for 8 months out of the year, works through the winter, makes a bunch of money, comes back to this city for 4 months. And his dad lives in this city. He's 92, but fabulous guy. And I was telling him about making my videos. I'm blessed. I am so blessed to be able to make these videos. It's a lot of fun. And I enjoy all you guys. So here we go. Can my wife and I live comfortably in smaller beach towns in Mexico for $2,500 a month? Definitely. ACC2. ACC2. Yes, for sure. I took a taxi. Once I got back to Morelia, I'm at the bus station. I called Dee Dee to get a taxi to where where I live. I get confused. I get confused. Okay, so the taxi driver, it took me like an hour to get home. It should take 10 minutes, but there was an accident. 11 o'clock in the morning. Get off the bus Thursday, 11 o'clock in the morning. And so me and the taxi driver are talking a lot, all in Spanish. So now ACC2, my taxi driver, Dee actually, he had traveled all over Mexico. And he was saying, well, have you been there? Have you been here? Have you been there? Have you been here? And I said, yes, I've been to almost everywhere he asked me about. But he started talking about affordable beach towns. And let's look at the map. Let's look at the map. Okay, we'll get to Dora Ray in a second. But let's look at the map. And okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Let's close this and let's zoom out. Now, Marco gave me a list of places to visit. And one of the places, let's turn off this hotel thing here. Let's refresh the screen. Okay, let's close that. Let's close that screen, open a new window, and try this. Okay, here we go. Okay, I have to go back into my presentation software to choose that window so that we can share it. There we go. Okay, here we go. So my taxi, Marco told me about, let's zoom out. And, okay, here we go. So here's Morelia in the middle of the map. But Marco told me about a beach town down here. It's called Playa Azul, or blue water, or the blue beach. It's right down here, not far. I'm going to say a 15-minute taxi ride from Lazaro Cardenas. That is, and the taxi guy said that there are many beach towns near Playa Azul. Where are we? Man, what did I do? Yeah. But it should be right. Look up Playa Azul. Also, there is a beach town called Malaki, Barra de Navidad. Or I did a video not too long ago. Oh, here we go. Yeah, right here. Try this beach town, Zihuatanejo. I did a video on that about a month ago. Very affordable for $2,500. That's about $1,000 more than what you need. I'm thinking you could probably stay there for about $1,300, including your beer and food and apartment, and have another $1,300 to spend on other stuff. Yeah. And I'm saying that all along here, check this place out. Definitely visit there. It's a beautiful little town. There's a town next to it, Ixtapa, which is like a resort town. I would stay away from that. I would look at this town also, San Patricio, which is actually Malaki, Barra de Navidad. Yeah. Yeah, look up Malaki, Barra de Navidad. Where is that? But I did a video on it. Barra de Navidad would be a little bit more expensive, but if you stay away from Mazatlan, stay away from Puerto Vallarta, stay away from Cancun, where all the tourists go, and go anywhere but those places. There are a ton of places that you can live really good for much less than $2,500 a month. Now, let's go over here. Somebody just sent me a donation, and it's Charles Williams just contributed $21.15 to the channel. Charles Williams, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. let's get a camera on over here. Now, Sean, you still here, Sean? We are blessed to have visited many state cities and beaches in Mexico. The costs of living and transportation are incredible. Everything in Morelia is cheap, and my rent is $700 a month. That's funny for a house. Well, good for you, man. Yeah, for a house. Good for you. Dora Ray, you should have a PayPal account here. YouTube takes 50%, is it? Yeah, when people contribute to the channel through YouTube, they take 30%. But Char Williams just clicked my donate button in the description below, and that goes directly through PayPal. Many people donate to me using my PayPal account, and you can find that in the description below. Richard, have you ever been to Acapulco? No, I haven't. It was very popular in the 50s, 60s, 70s, popular with Hollywood stars. I think it was more popular than Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Yeah, I used to hear when I was a kid, I used to hear about Acapulco all the time, mainly because of Acapulco gold, the marijuana. But I've never been there. I heard it had deteriorated quite a bit. Then I heard it was a dangerous place to visit, but people say everywhere is dangerous in Mexico. So I don't even think about it. Vida Chan, watch your videos for a while, but this is the first that I'm checking in right now from San Francisco, California, but soon returning to my home. Let me mess up this name right here. Let me mess this up bad. Huatulco, returning to my home. God bless you, Vida Chan. And Vida, I'm going to, next week, I'm going to show you videos of this next city. It was a fabulous city. And I stayed at a fabulous hotel. And when I was checking out, there's a Mexican guy checking me out at this very nice hotel. And he starts speaking total English. He says, oh, yeah, I lived in the United States for so many years. I lived in the Bay Area. I said, yeah, well, I lived in the Bay, Bill Dallas Lewis. I lived in the Bay Area for 5 years. And I told him, I lived in Belmont. And he says, I lived in Redwood City. And I did this, I did that. We talked, and I had to go catch a bus. But I've met many Mexican families right outside of Chapala. Right outside of Chapala, Ajijic, there's a place called Ibarra. Ibarra something. It's like 10 minutes from Chapala. And it was started by the Ibarra family. And this guy that lives in San Francisco, he calls me up. He says, Bill, you should do a video about Ibarra, Mexico, that's right outside of Chapala. And all of his family is from Ibarra, and they all moved to Mexico. They all moved to San Francisco years ago. And that's where he lives now. And he has like a grandfather in San Francisco who bought a home in downtown San Francisco from some like $40,000 in downtown, like 50 years ago. Now he rents that place out for like $7,000 a month. But come on back home, girl. Come on down. Because once you go to Mexico, you got to get back to your roots. Tom Sands, go on your laptop or computer and go to this page and press more, and then press more again. And there is a link to his PayPal. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Barry. Let's see what else is happening in donation land. I'm just checking over there. Okay. Now let's see what else we got. Now, see you next week, Bill. Bill, great show. Thank you so much. You seem to do well under fire. Thank you very much. Thank you. I do what I can with what I got. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you for coming. I know you clicked the like button. Thank you for contributing to the channel, and God bless you. Have a great day. Now, Lenora Wilson, Bill, you have really lived a life. You have traveled and lived in so many places. I really wish I had traveled more, and I was a lot younger. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. Very fortunate. I've had a wonderful, beautiful, great life. I'm so happy and fortunate that my parents found it important for my sister and I to get an excellent education, to be adventurous, to be strong. Grew up in a white community right down the street from the Ku Klux Klan. Couldn't swim at the swimming pools next door. But they never really talked about that, so to speak. They just said, well, get an education, work hard, keep on going, think positive. And though I had problems or challenges with my father, one thing that my father told me throughout my life was, God blessed you with a great mind. I got so sick of hearing that. My father always told me, God has blessed you with a great mind. I mean, he told me that like a gazillion times because I was a little asshole when I was a kid. God blessed you with a good mind. I heard that so much. So, and then when I was in school, I learned how to learn. I just learned how to learn. And I'm so fortunate that that I was able to learn how to learn. Tom Sands, everyone have a great week and a fun week till next Saturday. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sands. And I have some more super fabulous clips next week. Oh, man. Yeah. So, again, if you're new here, I'm going to stick around for a little while, answer any questions. Mexico is fabulous. And with all the tariffs and everything that's going on, it looks like the tariffs are kind of going to backfire on the United States. All the shelves are going to be empty in like a month and a half. Won't be no Christmas this year. Everything's going to be more expensive, which would be a great time to move to Mexico, because the world loves Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum, the president, is a very bright, educated president, one of the smartest, best educated presidents in the world. And she knows how to do business, and China can do business. China's making friends with Mexico. Mexico builds cars and electronics down here. And all the business that the United States is going to lose, Mexico's going to pick up and make a lot of money. So you move down here. If you want to buy an iPhone, buy a television, live really good, live really inexpensive, where you can get a dozen eggs for $1.50 and pay $400 a month for an apartment like mine. Hey, this is the place to be. This in Canada. You might want to move to Canada, though it gets a little chilly up there. Now, okay. Justin, good morning, Bill. Thank you so much for sharing your life and your adventure with us. Sending love and thank you, Justin, so much. Thank you, Justin, so much. I got Canada's back down here. I got Canada's back down here. Elbows up over the boards, gloves off. Don't take no shit. No, don't take no shit. That's right. Brian, Bill, you're the bomb. Hope all in the house has a great weekend and see you all next weekend. Peace and love to you all. Thank you, Brian, pretty boy maiden. Thank you. And Brian's been joining us like forever, every Saturday. And I hope you get on down here to live with your best friend in Heek. Woo! So, oh man. So I'm getting ready to move on, do some research this afternoon, do some laundry since I've been on the road all week. But I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, see if anybody has any more questions or comments. I met a guy this week, and he said he wants to travel the world. He wants to go to the Philippines. He wants to go to Thailand. I've been to Great Britain, Italy, Germany, and Turkey, and Mexico. I haven't traveled hardly at all in Canada. Just a little teeny tiny bit in Windsor, Ontario, but that surely can't be Canada. Thank you, Marco. Thank you so much, Marco, for all the information you have shared with me. And you and your family have a great weekend in Chicago. It's warming up. Thank you so much. Okay. So this guy wants to travel more through the United States. He wants to travel the world more. Okay. I'll get to that in a second. I'm not leaving Mexico. I'm not traveling anywhere outside of Mexico. Mexico is so fabulous. I can make videos on Mexico for another 20 years before I have to start repeating cities. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay here in Mexico, travel Mexico. I ain't getting on no airplanes going nowhere now. The RNE program. Char, I have not heard anything new. And again, Char, thank you for contributing to the channel weekly. Thank you so much. No, I have not heard a thing that they say according to Mary, is it Marianne? Okay. And I listen, let me, it is Mariana Lang, Mariana Lang from the Mexico Relocation Guide. She just did a video about 2 weeks ago. Yes. And the program, has been suspended, though you never know. It seems like everybody you talk to about that program has a different story about the program. But Mariana Lang from Mexico Relocation Guide, she says the story has been suspended, though she does not say it has been terminated. So just keep your ears open. Keep talking to your immigration attorney, your facilitator. Char, you will be here in June, and you can talk to Tooth Fairy. Contact Rosie, who is a facilitator down here. And in Mexico, it seems like you can always make things happen if you keep working on it, if you keep asking. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Okay. and for those of you that don't know, the RNE program, that's where you come down here, you stay for a while with a tourist visa, you let that expire. And after it's expired, then I know many people that they apply for like a 1 or 4 year permanent visa, and then you can get into Mexico with no financials. It may be that whole story is over, but you never know. Keep on asking. Keep on asking. And Char, can't wait to meet you in person in June. Okay, you're very welcome, Char. All right, so I'm getting ready to shut it down about right now. Let me click a button. I have many more videos to share with you next week. The city that I visited after Cotija. After Cotija, I visited a place that I think was way better than Cotija. I've got excellent video clips on that city. It was fabulous. I think it was all Mexicans. My neighbors at my hotel, the wife was Mexican. The husband was a Caucasian from Torrance, California. They live in Oakland. Had a great conversation with them. Okay, now Tooth Fairy. Bill, have you any remarks on Visa Run? What's that? Visa Run? What do you mean? Visa? Tell me. Visa Run. What is that? Tell me now. What do you mean by? I don't think I've ever heard that. Visa Run. Any remarks on Visa Run? What does Visa Run mean? Tooth Fairy, tell me. Help me. But right now, I have no clue what that means. Visa Run. Like going to the money machine, do you mean? Is that a TV show? Is it a Broadway play? Help me, Tooth Fairy. What? Okay. Tooth Fairy lives here in Morelia. Yeah. Okay. She's not saying anything. Are you typing? Are you going to say something? Let's go back over here to the inbox, see what's going on. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, it means border. She means border runs. Border runs. No, I haven't. Well, okay. Oh, here we go. Somebody said their friends asked for 5 months on entry and only got 2 months. So it's up in the air now again. That's interesting. That's very interesting. They asked for 5 months. You should, that changes like what? A year ago, this was a big controversy. Oh, okay. Okay. Very, very, oh, okay. 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 Now, okay. Thank you. Okay. So that is an option. The Visa Run. That's funny. I did that for 5 years. I was in Puerto Vallarta. I would stay in Puerto Vallarta for 6 months. Then I would go to the United States, spend a day, and come back for 6 months. I did that for 5 years. I had no problem. And then now we got honestly uninterested. And a year ago, people were saying, "Oh, well, I wanted like a month, and I wanted 6 months. They only gave me 1 month, and they wanted people to verify that they had a place to stay for like 6 months. If you're coming down here and you want to stay for 6 months, get your accommodations ahead of time. if you know where you're going to stay, and if you really get lucky, and you know, like maybe you're moving to Ahi or Mazatlan, something like that, and you know you have friends in that area that rent properties or something like that, get somebody to help you find a place for rent for 6 months and have that contract. And if you can show you have a 6-month commitment, a 180-day contract to stay in a place, they will give you your 6 months. That will not be a problem. And also it depends on the city that you are entering. The city, it all depends on the person behind the counter. It all depends on the person behind the counter. And if you go in and you see that one person behind the counter and you wait a half an hour and you see a different person behind the counter, that different person may give you different information. Yep, that's the way it is. But that's the way it is with everything all around the world, kind of, sort of. Yeah, but the visa run, the border run, yep, that's the way to get. And I know people in Puerto Vallarta. I know a guy in Puerto Vallarta, lives in the state of Washington. He's been leaving and coming back for 20 years. That's funny. Yeah, the border run. I don't know. I don't know how that. I don't know. The laws change all the time. People change their mind. The border run, the visa run, the border run. Leave, come back. Leave, come back. Yeah, that can be very tricky. I'm just happy to have a permanent visa. Yeah. I'm so happy to be legal. I'm legal. Bill the Geek is legal. Yeah, so I want to thank everybody. We get together, we do this and if you're watching out there, we got 63 people in the house right now, 39 likes. And if you like what we're talking about, I've traveled Mexico, lived in Mexico 20 years. This is what we do. We do it every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. That's Houston time, Chicago time. And this is our 4th year with the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We try to answer questions. Mexico is a joy to live in. When I first came down here 20 years ago, I started living in Puerto Vallarta. And the way I ended up living in Puerto Vallarta was I did an internship through Dartmouth College in college. And what happened was, adios, Nancy, adios, que te vaya bien, Nancy, adios. So I did an internship in in San Luis Potosi when I was in college. And the people treated in San Luis Potosi, they treated me like I was a king. I mean, they all invited me over to dinner. I met the president of the gas company in San Luis Potosi. I didn't know him. He just invited me over to dinner. I had a Mexican girlfriend. She took me all over Mexico. And then when I could, years later, like 30 years later, when I could work online and live anywhere in the world, I decided to move to Puerto Vallarta. And I was making good money. This is like 20 years ago, I was making $45 an hour. So I didn't even care about expenses. I didn't realize, when I first got to Mexico, I didn't know how affordable Mexico was, which is a real bonus if you're working online. I suggest all the young people, come on. If you can work online and you're young, you're 20 years old, 21 years old, 25 years old. You can work online, make 30, 45, $65 an hour. Wow. Grow your career. Your money will go further. You can buy a house. You can buy a car, have a family down here, have kids, grandkids. Yeah, but Mexico has been affordable for me for all those years. Very friendly. Also, um, uh, also, I was watching a YouTube story yesterday, and it was about how long people live in different places around the world, and people's lifespans are shorter in the United States, and they say it's because of stress. So if you can live somewhere where the people are loving and friendly and you're accepted just for who you are, not the color of your skin or your religion or whether you're transgender or gay, people don't care. If you can live in a loving environment, you live longer. So I'm surrounded with so much love down here. I got a job that I love. I love myself. I'll probably live to be like 140 years old. I'm 65. No, I'm 68. So that gives me another 70 years to make YouTube videos. Just because Mexico is so affordable and loving, with loving people nice to me. Yeah. So that's one of the joys of living in Mexico. All I have to say to Bill, that Bill Dallas Lewis said, give pretty boy Brian Maiden permanent visa, boom. I get our visa. Right on. I see. Okay. All I have to say to IMN that Bill Dallas Lewis said to give pretty boy Brian Maiden a permanent, that's all you have to do. Brian, just go in. Brian, just walk in. Tell him that Bill the Geek said, give me that visa, and tell them that Bill the Geek said, you don't have to show any papers. That's the kind of power I got down here in Mexico. Tell them, Tooth Fairy. Marco, Brian, in Chicago, we say we know a guy. That's funny, Marco. That's funny. In Chicago, we say we know a guy. Feeling brave, you know who I am, right? There you go. Also, I take care of business. I make sure that I have enough video clips for the Saturday that's coming up. I know, okay, I couldn't really edit my video clips until Friday morning. I had about 120 video clips to edit and transform, all that kind of stuff. Then I got to put them up so that you guys can see them. But if I'm not editing video, taking video, traveling, I'm watching YouTube for information, news, and I call that, what do I call? Oh, I call that how do you say it in English? Procrastination. I know what the word is. Procrastination. I call it procrastination. When I get done doing all the stuff for the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, then I can procrastinate. And for procrastinate, I watch news videos. I'm very informed. And I watch videos about how to live a better life, all that kind of stuff. But now I can't figure out why I brought that up. But it was some important reason. So let's go see what Lenora Wilson is talking about. Well, Bill, if you have that type of power, don't just give it to Pretty Boy Brian. Well, I need it too. Okay, you got it. Yeah, just yeah, if you're trying to get across the border, somebody giving you a hard time, just tell them you know a guy and take a screenshot with my picture just like that. See that? That'll take care of all of your woes. Yes, share the power. Now, why was I talking about the YouTube stuff? Oh, well, YouTube's got some very powerful stuff. I enjoy it. All right. Well, we've been at it almost 2 hours now. I think that next week's broadcast will be better than today's broadcast. Why? Because this next city I'm going to share with you next week was twice as much better as Cotija. Fabulous city. I have more clips, better clips, and I will once again be very well prepared. So here we go. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for sharing this time with me. Thanks for showing up, sharing your ideas, clicking the like button. Thanks for your donations to keep us on the air, to keep our lights on. Thank you for asking this question, for your questions. Maybe somebody new subscribed. Today, we've been doing this 4.5 years now. We'll keep on going. God be with us, and we'll just keep on making videos and sharing the true joys. And again, the true joy of living in Mexico is just being around the Mexican people. 99.99% of Mexican people are fabulous. Fabulous people. Lots of love down here. So that's all I got to say. So I'm getting ready to say adios, amigos. I love you all. Let me see here. All I can say is love you all. Adios. I can say hasta luego and que te vaya bien. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. If you're new here, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Adios, amigos.